I tried passive income apps because everyone online keeps saying you can make money while doing nothing, just by installing an app and letting it run in the background. And I wanted to find out if that is actually true or if it is just another internet fantasy designed to waste your time. And what I discovered is that passive income apps do work, but not in the way most people expect, and the real problem is not the apps. It is the mindset people use when they try them, because most users think passive income means zero effort and instant results, but in reality it means low effort and delayed results. And once I understood this difference, I started treating passive income apps like small digital machines that need setup before they can produce anything, and the first step I took was not downloading random apps but defining what type of passive income I wanted, because there are different categories, like reward apps that pay for surveys or watching ads, data sharing apps that pay you for unused internet or background processes, cashback and receipt apps that pay you for purchases you already make, and investment-based apps that generate returns over time. And I avoided the trap of using only one app, because one app alone usually pays very little, but when you stack multiple apps that do different things, the results become measurable. So I chose one app from each category and created a simple system where each app had a role. And the key was not how much each app paid individually, but how they worked together, because one app paid for my internet usage, another paid for receipts, another paid for small tasks, and another slowly built value over time and before even using them. I checked 3 things for every app: whether they had real user reviews, whether they had a clear payout method, and whether they had a minimum withdrawal I could realistically reach, because most people fail with passive income apps not because they don't work, but because they choose apps that look good but never actually pay. And after setting them up, I did something most people don't do. I automated their use as much as possible, which means I placed the receipt app icon on my home screen so I would scan every receipt automatically. I enabled background permissions for data apps so they could work without me opening them, and I set one specific time per day to open the task-based app so it would not distract me all day. And this is where passive income apps start to feel passive. Not because they require no action, but because the action becomes routine and small. And after 1 week, I didn't look at the money, I looked at the behavior, because the real question is not how much you make in one day, but whether the system is sustainable. And what I noticed is that most of these apps don't reward intensity. They reward consistency, meaning doing a little every day is far more powerful than trying hard once and quitting. And this is also why so many people say these apps don't work, because they download them, use them for 2 days, see almost nothing, and then delete them. But these apps are designed like slow filters, not fast machines. And when I reached my first payout, it was not impressive, but it was proof, and proof changes psychology. Because once you see real money arrive in your account, even if it is small, you stop seeing the app as fake and start seeing it as a system. And from that point, I optimized instead of quitting. I removed the apps that paid too slowly, I kept the ones that had stable progress, and I focused on actions that had the highest return for time, like scanning receipts instead of watching ads, or letting background apps run instead of doing long surveys. And this is another mistake beginners make. They trade too much time for too little money, and then blame the app. But the correct way is to treat your time like a budget, and only spend it on actions that produce measurable results. And after a few weeks, the total became more meaningful. Not because any single app was amazing, but because the system worked as a group. And this is the real secret of passive income apps. They are not a job replacement, they are a money leak fixer, meaning they capture value from actions you already do, like using the internet, buying groceries, or waiting in line, and turn that into small income. And when you understand that, you stop expecting rent money and start expecting bonus money. And bonus money can still be powerful because it can pay for subscriptions, tools, or reinvestment. And the final lesson from trying passive income apps is that they only work for people who treat them like systems instead of miracles, because a miracle requires luck, but a system requires discipline, and discipline is something you control. And if someone asks me whether passive income apps work, my honest answer is yes, but only if you approach them like long-term tools, not short-term tricks. And the moment you combine multiple apps, automate their usage, avoid time-wasting actions, and track your payouts, they become predictable instead of random, and predictable income is always more powerful than exciting income, and that is why passive income apps are not fake, but they are misunderstood. And the people who say they don't work are usually the ones who tried them emotionally instead of strategically, and the real value is not just the money, but the habit of extracting value from idle time, because once you learn how to do that with apps, you can apply the same logic to bigger systems like digital products, automation tools, and online businesses, and that is why trying passive income apps is not about getting rich. It is about learning how money can work quietly in the background while you focus on bigger goals.